All right, let's dive into one of the most exciting and, honestly, fastest-moving topics out there right now, the future of what we eat. We're talking about meat alternatives, and trust me, this field is changing at lightning speed.
So that really begs the question, right? What is the future on our plate actually going to look like? It's a question that hits on everything from tradition and culture to some seriously cutting-edge technology.
Okay, so before we jump into the futuristic labs and all that, let's start at the beginning. Let's ground ourselves in the basics, the powerful, plant-based foods that have been the foundation for, well, forever.
And listen, this foundation is absolutely rock solid. We're not talking about new inventions here. We're talking about super nutrient-dense foods that have been fueling people for centuries. You've got your legumes, beans, lentils, peas, which are just packed with protein and fiber. You've got healthy fats from nuts and seeds, amazing complex carbs from whole grains, and of course, all those vitamins and minerals from fruits and vegetables. The takeaway here is simple. It's totally possible to get everything our bodies need directly from plants.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. We're going to move from the farm right into the modern supermarket aisle and see how technology is taking those same plants and turning them into something familiar yet completely new. This is where things get really clever. I mean, look at the ingenuity. Food producers are taking these core ingredients, like protein from soy and peas, or even something called fungal mycelium, which is basically the root system of mushrooms, and they're crafting these amazing vegan burgers and sausages. And they're not just trying to mimic the flavor, they are going for the entire sensory experience. The texture, the sizzle on the pan, the whole deal.
And this brings us to the most futuristic part of our menu today. This is where science isn't just imitating meat anymore, it's literally creating it in completely new ways that are pretty mind-blowing.
First up is cultivated meat. Now, you gotta understand this could be a total game changer. Let's be super clear, this isn't a plant-based alternative. No, this is actual animal meat, identical right down to the cellular level. The radical difference, and it is radical, is how it's made. It's grown directly from animal cells in a clean, controlled environment. Think of it like a cultivator. What does that mean? It means no animal ever has to be raised or slaughtered.
And then we have fermentation technologies. Now, if you're thinking of brewing beer or making yogurt, you are exactly on the right track. Just think bigger, much bigger. Scientists are using specific microorganisms, like yeast or fungi, and growing them in these huge tanks, these bioreactors. These little guys are like tiny protein factories, working super efficiently to create high-quality proteins. And those proteins can then be used to make anything from dairy-free cheese to the next generation of meat alternatives.
So we've seen the what, right? From basic plants all the way to high-tech labs. But the real reason this is all happening, the real driver behind all this innovation, is the why. Why does this huge shift in how we think about food matter so much?
Well, here are the answers, and they're powerful. This is about so much more than just a new kind of burger. Shifting towards these alternatives has massive implications. We're talking about a serious reduction in greenhouse gases, in some cases over 90% less than conventional beef. We're talking about saving incredible amounts of water and land. And of course, there's the potential to completely remove animal suffering from the equation. On top of all that, we know that diets rich in plants are linked to a lower risk for so many chronic diseases. It all adds up to building a much more sustainable future.
Which, of course, brings it all back to you. We've seen what's already on the shelves and what's just over the horizon. The technology is accelerating, the options are growing, and the reasons for making a change are pretty compelling. So, the final question is a personal one. Are you ready for this change? How will this shape the future on your plate?